guys, it's Sherry. I hope that you're having a fantastic day. Y'all, let's do some more fun paper crafting using some chipboard scraps. Stay tuned. Welcome to my channel. I am so thankful that you are choosing to spend a portion of your day with me. And a big thank you to everyone who has bought me a cup of coffee, everyone who has made a purchase through my website, and everyone who is a member of my monthly members group. Thank you guys so much because you are going above and beyond to help me keep this channel running. So we've started crafting with chipboard again, and you know what that means. That means chipboard scraps. Today we're going to take some of those chipboard scraps and turn them into something beautiful and useful. And here's what I'm talking about. I'll give you a closer look when we get ready to make the project and we go over what's needed to make it. This is a gorgeous flip top mini skinny notepad, and it's perfect for tucking in your purse or throwing it in your book bag or briefcase and just having something small and slim to write on. So y'all know what time it is. It's time to make it. All right, y'all, so here's a closer look at today's little project. And it is so sweet. I added just a few embellishments to the front just to sort of dress it up a little bit. I had this little dangly pad in my stash for a while, pulled it out, and I'm using it on this project. But this is a cute little flip top for a skinny notepad. And when I open it, I am using autumn themed paper, and I have my skinny notepad inside. Now, I didn't cut these. I actually purchased these last year from currentcatalog.com, and I believe they still have them in stock. So if you want to get some of these little pads and avoid having to cut your own, this is a great way to do it. These pads measure 2.5 by 6.5. And then when you close it, you're going to have the sweetest little flip top mini skinny that you can keep, gift, or sell at a craft fair. Here's what we're going to need to make it. So I have my skinny mini notepad, and it measures 2.5 by 6.5, and it's about 1/8 of an inch deep. This is a chipboard project, and I am using chipboard scraps. I'm using a medium weight chipboard, and I have a link in the description box for this chipboard. If you don't have chipboard, please substitute whatever you think is going to work in giving you some type of hardness to your book. I have two pieces that measure 2 5/8 by 6 5/8, and then I have my decorative papers, and I have one piece for the inside liner that measures 2 3/8 by 3, and then I have a piece that measures 2 3/8 by 12. Then I have these two beautiful pieces, and look at the pumpkins on these, and then that foiling. This is a Prima paper, and these two pieces measure 5 by 12. And the papers that I'm using for today's project are both from Prima Collections. This beautiful pumpkin colored buffalo plaid is from the Prima Autumn Sunset collection, and it's a Frank Garcia design. And then I'm using, for the pumpkins, I'm using paper from the Amber Moon collection, and it is also a Frank Garcia design. So this is really going to be some easy peasy paper crafting. I have two pieces that measure 5 by 12. I have added a strip of 1-inch tape on the 5-inch side. And now we're going to peel away that strip, and we're going to take this piece and we're going to place it down. And so I'm going to take this piece and I'm going to place it down on top of that 1-inch strip of tape. And I'll use my big old spatula to get that nice and stuck. Now I'm going to flip this over, and I'm going to bring in my chipboard pieces. And I've already added double stick tape to the back of these. And when I place my first piece down, I'm going to place it down so that that seam is going to be hitting in the back. So when I put it down, I want to make sure that the seam is on the very back of my little book. So I'm going to place this down like that. Then I'll take my second piece And now I have my second piece, and I'm going to place it down. And I'm placing it down with spacing of about 3/8 of an inch. Just trying to get that nice and straight. And then once I have that down, I'm just going to smooth everything out. Then I'm going to use my finger blade and trim away my excess. I'm also going to trim away just a little bit of this. So then I'll bring in my stylus. I'm going to butt it against the chipboard, and I'm going to press it down into my paper. And doing this might help to minimize some cracking if you have a paper that is prone to cracking. And in working with this particular paper, sometimes it will crack, not all the time, but I'm just going to make sure that I'm giving this a really good score and driving into that paper. And then I'll also do inside here. And anytime that you're doubling papers, make sure that you pay particular attention to where you have doubled that paper, because if you're going to experience cracking, it'll probably happen at that doubling point. So now that I have my pieces down like this, I'm going to stand this up and just start training it to fold over. And you can see that I have a nice piece of scrap left over. Of course, we're going to save this and use it on another project. I'll take my finger blade and I am just going to go in and do a miter on those corners. So basically what I'm doing is I come in at an angle. I make sure I'm leaving about a 1/16 to an 1/8 of an inch in paper between the chipboard and this corner here. That way I'm able to do a nice fold over and get that professional look that we like on our projects. So now your project piece is going to look like this. I am going to use my tape runner to add tape to these 4 edges. You can use glue or you can use your tear tape. It's completely up to you, but your tape runner will work fine on this part of the project. And guys, I know that the tape runner link that I have in my description box on occasion will say that the tape is unavailable. And that is because it's a very popular tape with you guys and it's hard for them to keep it in stock. All I can tell you is just keep checking, or if you have another brand that you want to use, go ahead and use that, but check periodically to see if that tape is back in stock. So I'm going to take this, fold that over, fold that over, and then I'm going to take it on this side, and I'm going to be very gentle when I'm folding over. I'm actually going to hold at the point that I doubled and then bring it over. And I'll do the same thing over here. So I'm just going to pinch at that doubling point, go ahead and fold over the rest, and then fold that. So now I'll use my big old spatula to get everything nice and smooth. And now we need to bring in the 2 pieces. One that measures 2 3/8 by 3 and one that measures 12 by 2 3/8. So I am going to take my tape and just add some tape to the back of this piece. Because it's such a skinny piece, I could lay the tape down on the chipboard, but I'm just going to go ahead and do it this way. And we'll add some tape here. We can peel this away. Then I'm going to add some more tape just to make sure that I have full tape coverage running from the top to the bottom. You might not want to use as much tape as I'm using, and that's okay. Just use your best judgment when you're making your projects. I like to make sure that I have a good tape coating, but you might find that it's not necessary. So now that we have this piece covered, I am going to take it and we're going to place it down. And I'll use my big old spatula to make sure that's nice and stuck. Then we're going to take this piece, because we do have an opening here where the paper wasn't long enough to cover, and we're going to put this piece down to cover it. And I have already added my tape to the back of this piece. And because this piece is not going over a seam, I'm not going to worry about that little area that doesn't have any tape covering it, but I am going to put this down and just try to match it. So now I'll stand this up and just get in there and work my spine, doing the same thing on both sides. So I want to have a nice crisp spine on this. And so now we can stand it up. And I'm just smoothing out the top so that we can have a nice squared top and a nice fold over to this. Now, one thing that I noticed is that I was using my directional print, and I should have placed the two pieces together going in the opposite direction so that both sides would be going in the right direction when finished. And so I'll show you what I mean by that. When I joined my two pieces together, these pumpkins should have been going this way, and these pumpkins should have been going this way, so that when you fold over, both sides are going in the right direction. But I mistakenly placed my pumpkins all going in the same direction, and that's okay because we are going to take care of that right now. I'm not going to concern myself with the pumpkins being upside down on the back. I'm going to make this my front, and even though I have the seam, I'll show you guys how I'm going to fix that. So I'm going to open this, bring in my little notebook, and when I put the notebook in, I'm going to bring it up as close as I can to that spine. So I'm going to add my glue here. I'll take this little notebook and I am going to bring it right up to my fold point. Not on the fold point, but right up to it. So hopefully you can see how I've done that. And then I'm just going to make sure I have it nice and centered. I'll lift up my pages and use my big old spatula to get that stuck. And now I have a very beautiful little flip top skinny notebook that I'm going to use this as the front, and I'm going to bring in my washi tape, and we'll place our washi right here at this point. And this is where we're going to start building the decorative part of this project. So I am going to flip this over so that I can trim away that excess washi from both sides. Flip that back over. Use my big old spatula to get that washi tape nice and stuck. So then I am going to bring in some of the ephemera pieces that came with this collection. And I have decided that I want to use this one that says Fall in Love. So I am just going to take the rest of these and put them back in the plastic sleeve. Of course, you can decorate yours however you like, but I am going to just keep mine very simple on this particular book. So then I have this nice little piece of crinkly seam binding that I'm going to use on this. I don't have another dangly, so I am just going to let the seam binding be enough on this project. But you can certainly add as much to yours as you want. So now I'm going to take this and just add some hot glue to the back. And I'll put that right there. Then I have these gems that also came with the collection, and I'm going to take one of the gems and put it right there, but I'm going to add just a little bit of hot glue because those gems don't have a lot of stick on them anymore. They started out very sticky. So I'm just going to take this one and put it down like that. Then I might just trim away just a little bit of this. And so there we have another gorgeous little flip top skinny. And when I open it, I can also take one of my embellishments if I want and put it down on the inside. And I think I'm going to take that pumpkin one and we'll put that one down, and I'll use a little bit of my Reptile adhesive. Place that on there. And we're going to put that right there in the middle. And y'all know what? I'm going to call it a wrap on this because I think if I do anything else to it, I've done a little bit too much. So I'm going to keep mine just very simple. Now, of course, you can decorate yours to the hilt if you like and add just as many embellishments as you want. That is completely up to you. For me, I'm going to leave it like this. I'm going to bring in that first one so that y'all can see just how gorgeous these are. Again, when you're making something and you want the top to sit flat and just flap close like that, I will be taking my little weight here and placing it on top so that overnight it will force this to just stay in that closed position, and it'll do just like this one and flap close. So guys, I hope that you have enjoyed this fun, quick and easy way that we can take those skinny little notepads, whether you cut them yourself or you buy them pre-cut, and we can dress them up and turn them into some of the most beautiful skinny minis on planet YouTube. If you've liked this project, and I certainly hope that you have, please hit the like button. If you are not a subscriber to my channel, I would love to have you join this amazing online crafting family. You guys, as always, please be safe, be kind, happy crafting, and we'll chat later. Bye.